De-risking, that was the word being used a lot during the Chinese premier's visit to Europe. But at the same time, China hopes it's not going to be word games, rather de-risking or de-linking, decoupling, but rather to be able to still work with important stakeholders. Your take on rhetorics versus realities?
So based on the COVID experiences, there will be some nearshoring, but that nearshoring is also then related to supply chain. So not just in time, but also just in case. And that might be making sense. But the whole notion of decoupling does not make sense, because if you decouple and stop trading with each other, and you go into a situation with just friendshoring, that will have huge economic impact for all stakeholders. China is already at the forefront, but to stay there, you always have to continue with the reforms to produce higher up in the value chain. And it's right that also China now put a lot of emphasis on continuation of investments, and we saw the Premier's visit to Germany and France was successful in this respect. There's also a lot of new production being planned in China. Here in Tianjin, we know that Airbus is a big operator already, and I think they're preparing now a second production line for airplanes here in Tianjin. So if you read the international media, you can maybe sometimes get the impression that there is less trade between the US and China and less investments. But the fact that even last year, the trade between US and China increased with 1.2%. So there is a political rhetoric and what the press is reporting, and then there's the reality on the ground. But we have to secure that the geopolitical tension is not leading to a situation where we're seeing the global economies decoupling, because that will lead to less growth and less prosperity.